Hey guys, I'm just gonna wait for a few more people to come in and then we'll get started. And I'm pulling it up on my phone so that I can see the comments easier too. How is everybody doing? Hi. How is everybody doing? Yesterday, I know was kind of intense energy. Because I noticed that, like when I got off of here, I was like trying to go catch up on videos from the people that I watch, like Shaka, LaBelle, and Black Tea Blog, and Willie Vanilli, and Sean Davy Way. And I was like, oh my God, like today's just the day of everybody really coming out defending the truth and what's right. And so it just felt really, like yesterday, the theme really felt like tell the truth and shame the devil. So, and then it was taking forever for my live to upload. I don't know what time it finally did because when I went to bed at almost 1 a.m., it was still uploading and it kept saying processing, waiting. And I was like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm so sorry, girl, that I forgot to send it. I've been so busy and then I was sick and I've been trying to catch up still from being sick. So, oh, I'm so glad that you're enjoying it though. Her pieces are absolutely gorgeous. And we are going to be doing the other two prizes tomorrow live on Stationhead. The show's already scheduled. So follow me over on Stationhead, Psychic Bella Love. I almost said positive vibes only because I was reading the chat. Psychic Bella Love on Stationhead, and Psychic Carlene V is going to be joining me, and we're going to be answering everything that's going on with, who sold out and who didn't, and all of that kind of stuff. So it's gonna be a good one. We're gonna be answering all those really crazy questions that you guys want to know about, and then Carlene is gonna pick one person to win, and I'm gonna pick the other person. So okay, I got the chat to pull up finally. Yeah, so you guys, last night, if you follow me on Instagram, I had posted about how it felt like tell the truth and shame the devil day. And I was talking to Shaka and Willie and Ebony, over Instagram DM, and the veteran who's also one of my mods on here. And I realized that all of us that were, speaking out yesterday had this really kind of crazy thing in common because we are all very different people, different channels, but the one thing that we all had in common was we all either started our YouTube, started posting on our YouTubes, or our YouTube suddenly started really picking up steam in the last year, right in time for all of this craziness that we've all been speaking out against has started to pop off. And I was like, oh my God, like that was God talking to us and preparing us for this. And this is like a really big, like, spiritual moment. And Spirit said that we unlocked this door for the truth to really start spilling out. But it is going to continue to be very important that we really practice discernment because so many people, air is the sign of communication. So people are going to be saying a lot of things. So if you're watching the live yesterday, we were talking about, listening to that gut area, the heart center, and how we feel around people, how we feel when they're speaking to us, how we feel when they're coming and offering us an opportunity, you know, that may seem like it is the biggest, best thing in the world. But if you're really listening to yourself, then maybe there's something there that, you know, is off about that situation. And you need to really dig in and see what that's about before you sign this contract or, you know, start believing something that somebody is saying. Because again, like I said yesterday, this James Charles and Tati situation was a big lesson to all of us because look what happened. People ran to go cancel James for something that it turned out he wasn't doing. And then we all had to go back, you know, and be like, oh my God, this poor kid was getting picked on and bullied by evil, jealous people who saw him as a source of light, and they couldn't stand that, so they had to throw all their dark energy over it, and we played right into that by getting involved in that. So that is something that we need to keep in mind, because we need our vibrations to be high, because we literally are in the middle of a spiritual war right now, you guys. I mean, that's why I was like, we had to talk about the whole Nicki situation and what's going on with her and Kanye, because they're just the physical representations of what is going on spiritually that we're only going to see more and more of. You know, if we're going to go off of what the Bible says, the Tower of Babel is falling right now. What is Trump's tower? Because the originations of that story might have actually been in what is modern day Iraq. However, what is America right now? The greed, the evil, the darkness. And we are breaking that tower down, because every time, if, you know, people who are not Trump supporters or who are, you know, not biased, that are readers on this site, that you would watch readings about Trump, we all get the tower card for a reason. I always said that is Trump's personal card. He literally has his name on businesses called Trump Tower, and he has fallen. And all those low vibrational negative energies that were so attached to him are holding on so tight and not wanting to concede to what is going on and to acknowledge that, yes, this is what, you know, is really happening. Joe Biden really did one. We didn't have to resort to evil shit to make that happen. We actually got out there and did what we are supposed to do. They're holding on because they need evil, dark energy in power so that they can accomplish what they have set out to do here. That's why they're fighting. And it doesn't mean that these people can't see the light and change themselves. It means that a lot of people have been struck at this very, very, very low vibrational place, that when you are in that place, it's very easy for you to lose your way and get distracted and get pulled into something. The same way that we saw that Tati was able to be manipulated by Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson. Does that mean that Tati was like this completely evil person? No. It means Tati got caught up in the darkness and the ego of the beauty industry. And because of that, her vibrations were low enough that these two leeches and dark energies could attach themselves to her and get her to do something that she wouldn't have done otherwise. And that's why I always say, if we are paying attention and using the power of discernment, then we can see what the bigger lesson is in all of these big things that we are seeing play out with these big public figures. Because Spirit is showing us what is going on through them. And as that saying goes, A wise man learns from others' mistakes, a fool learns from his own. So if we're paying attention to what's going on with the Tatis and the Jeffries and the Kanyes and the Nikkis and all of these things that are happening in the universe, then we don't have to go through that in our own life. We got to skip that lesson. And, you know, it's like, because yesterday I was telling Willie, I'm like, oh my God, we actually listen to God and his timing and not our own, you know, by coming out and doing what he set us out to do, which is tell the truth and shame the devil. I'm looking at what you guys are saying real quick. Yes, and that's why cancel culture is toxic. And the thing that's important to understand with that too is, you know, say your friend does something and you really truly care about that person, check them in private and not in public. Because if we are going to go to the extent of embarrassing somebody, do you think that that person is really going to learn the lesson that you're trying to teach them in that moment? No, they're going to be feeling anger, shame, embarrassment, and they're not going to be looking at that situation with clarity and learning from it. Whereas if you can sit down with your friend and say, hey, you know, you did this or that and I don't agree with it, or I think you shouldn't say those things, or maybe, you know, think about what you're doing over here, they're much more likely to listen to you and get what you're trying to say to them. We can't beat people up so much that then they have no chance of being able to learn and come back from something. Well, you know what, Ezra, at this point, since the Garden of Eden was in Africa anyways, I basically, you know, I'm starting to wonder if Africa actually is heaven. And that's part of our, you know, spiritual fight that we have all undertaken, is to, you know, fix and repair heaven to what it is supposed to be again. You guys, we're here to clear our energy, not to bring ourselves back to negative by discussing, you know, who's right and who's wrong and this and that right now. We already just all, you know, felt a lot of intense energy yesterday because we were exposing evil, and a lot of people are feeling, you know, really kind of overwhelmed right now. So we're trying to reset those vibes. So we don't need to argue in the comments right now, okay, guys? This isn't the shade room. Okay, the High Priestess, I'm just going to ask you respectfully right now to stop. This is your warning, because you are being negative, because you're arguing with people. So we're giving you a chance to learn, because we've been learning about energy and how all of this works. But this isn't the time to give our opinion on this kind of stuff right now anyways. We came in here with the intention of clearing our energy, and we were talking about why we needed to clear our energy, because so much was being exposed and brought to light yesterday. Okay, do we have any mods in the chat? Because I'm just... Okay, I hit her, guys. I'm not going back and forth and arguing with anybody. You can go on the video from yesterday and leave all the opinions in the world that you want. We were just covering why we need to clear our energy right now because of what is going on. And we are going to start clearing out our energy right now. Oh, Erica, I was just, letting everybody come in, and we were talking about how, yesterday was a lot of heavy energy because so much was being exposed. And then I was talking about how, we discovered last night that all of us had started, really coming forward on YouTube at the same time. And we're all the people that are, popping up and exposing the truths right at the same time that a lot of people want to come on here and get attention for negativity. And that yesterday so many people were coming out and doing that. And so I felt like it opened up this energetic door for more truth to, keep coming out, and that it's going to be, kind of intense. And so we just needed to kind of take a moment and clear out our energy from what was going on yesterday. So, hey Shaka, you guys make sure you subscribe to Shaka's channel because she was one of the people that I was talking about that was part of the, exposing of all these truths that needed to come out yesterday. So no, exactly, Ezra. You were completely right in that. So this wasn't the moment, we're literally talking about why we need to cleanse our energy because Nikki is under spiritual attack, and we were exposing that yesterday. So if you guys have any, kind of blessed herbs that you can burn, or sage or incense, or even a candle, you can go ahead and burn that. So yeah, we're gonna start in a second. We're gonna pray, you guys, to start. So before we start the prayer, I interchangeably use the words God, Spirit, Universe, Higher Power. They're all one and the same to me. It's just that, sometimes obviously people come from different cultures and religious backgrounds. And so the name that they call their source may be differently. So that's why I tend to use, universe or spirit more than God, just to be inclusive to everybody. But it always is God energy that we're calling upon when I refer to spirit. I was raised Catholic. I very much believe in God. We were talking about that yesterday on here too. Let me turn on my fan because it's about to get all kinds of smoky up in here. And I have a bunch of Palo Santo candles and quartz candles burning in the back too. So let me see. I got 2 different kinds of smudge sticks. I have all my prayer cards and I have crystals in front of me. So we are good to go. I'm just trying to get this lit up. Hey guys. Oh, and just so you guys know too, I made a new coupon code. So if you wanted to book your own personal reading with me, it's psychicbellalove.com. Yeah, Yeah, my window is open on this side, so if you guys do hear kids in the background, it's the kids that are outside because they're still on winter break playing with their skateboards and bikes, but I had to open my window for this. So we're clearing the energy. So you guys, if you want to say along with me, God, please remove anything that is not of you. Please clear my energy of anything that I do not wish to see, hear, feel, or experience that does not come from your divine love and power. God, we ask you to remove any negative energy that is attached to any of us, any who are participating right now, any who may watch us later, any who watched us yesterday. We know that it was your intention for the truth to be spoken and to be revealed, and that we are in our divine spiritual path and following your word, and that by that we are protected and blessed. We know that you have called down our ancestors to protect and bless us as well. And we know that according to wherever our energy is attached, that we are also surrounded by the deities or saints or angels that can assist us the best in protecting us and blessing us as we continue on the light and the path of what is good, what is honest, and what is live. Archangel Michael, we call upon you to cover us in your shield of protection as you wield your sword to cut off any negative attachments, any evil intents, and to protect us from any known and unknown enemies or low vibrational figures who want to come our way and stop what is our divine mission and path. Mother Mary, St. Jude, St. Rita, my personal saints, I call upon you to restore the blessings of our ancestors, what is divinely and rightly ours, so that we can walk forward on the path that we are meant to without any worries about financial stability, love, or support. Surround us with everything that we may need so that we can continue through on this mission that you have called upon us, so that we can continue to carry out your work. Thank you, God, for clearing all of our energy, restoring our peace, covering us in protection and love. We understand that our divine right is your love and blessings, and we claim that for ourselves, and the belief that we know that we are God's favorites and we are covered in his love. Amen. And claim that for yourself, guys. We are God's favorites. We always have been. He just needed us to understand that we were, because we are his children. And I always do clear my energy after spirits leave. However, obviously when I am in psychic mode, I'm very connected, because I stay connected all day while I'm working, so I don't have to hop in and out of it, because that's more draining. So Donda has come back in when I am, still in psychic work mode and connected mode several times, just to talk. And she's always thanking everybody who listens to what she had to say, and she's happy that there's people out there who see, what is really going on with her son and understand that he's not just this bad person or crazy, but that he's actually somebody who was under spiritual attack. And she always, wants everybody to understand that she will not forget anybody who does pray for her son and his healing and protection right now, because that's what Donda wants more than anything, is for people to be able to, pray for Kanye, because he definitely does need it, and to pray for the kids. And when my video was taking forever to upload, I was sitting there and I was like, oh my God, this is like when I was uploading the video when I talked to her the first time, and then she was blocking it so it wouldn't upload. And I was like, maybe I'm not supposed to upload this for some reason, like what's going on? And she came in and she said it's because actually the ancestors were making sure that they were protecting everybody that was a part of it, that watched, that's going to watch. And so they needed to make sure that everything was completely protected before it was posted. So, and I was listening to it again this morning because I just channel and I don't even realize the stuff that's coming out of my mouth sometimes. And I was like, holy shit, like it was just so intense, you guys. Like last night, I just like broke down and started crying because I had to release like all of this shit I saw and picked up and learned and felt yesterday. It was just so much. So, alrighty. I'm just reading your guys' comments. But we have Dragon's Blood sage right now burning, or not sage, incense, because I saged with Dragon's Blood and white sage, and then also rosemary and sage. And then I have Palo Santo burning right now too. But I have Dragon's Blood incense burning right now too to keep clearing the energy. And then I'm going to burn my love incense to fill the space back up and our energy back up with love. It was Shaka. But that's also sometimes when spirit is pushing us to do something. It feels very heavy because there's so much intense energy behind it, because spirit's energy is so intense. And so that's why it was really, really, really I don't understand what you're saying, Masayo. I don't know if I pronounced your name wrong. I don't understand what you mean by your comment. So yeah, it was a lot. And you guys, I keep hearing from a lot of you that you're dealing with ringing in your ears. That's actually usually, especially if you haven't developed clairaudient or medium abilities, that is, your ears are buzzing because there's spirits or ancestors talking, around you. And so, you can't, obviously, like, you haven't learned how to decipher like exactly what they're saying. So that's where that ringing is coming from. Yeah, see, Ezra, Shaka told me earlier that her ear was ringing, and I was like, that's because your ancestors are around you protecting you. But a lot of people have been saying that to me, that their ears have been ringing the last few weeks. So, yeah, I know it's really annoying when it does that. It's really annoying when it does that. But that's why I said, we have to realize, like, the ancestors have been with us. We just have to acknowledge that they're there. And I always equate it to, just like when your grandma is alive, all she wants you to do is call her on Sunday and come visit her every once in a while. It's the same thing. They don't want us to cease communicating with them or acknowledging them just because they're around us. Just because they're not physically around us, they still want us to know that they're there and to talk to them. And, You can just talk out loud to them. They hear you. A lot of times people like to talk to their ancestors in the car. Jenny, usually if it's really high pitched like that, then that's your spirit guides. So, but that's why it's important too, guys, you know, that we understand since the ancestors have descended because they want to assist in the spiritual war and they want to right the wrongs, and because we're the representation of our bloodline, they're sunk into our soul bones. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. And they want us to pick up where they left off or to redeem what they weren't able to do. And so, since they are here, you know, you mess with somebody they care about, they're not playing no more. So, well, usually spirits don't touch you. Like, this is what's funny is that I was just telling somebody this the other day. Out of all of the readings that I have done so far on this channel that are more mediumship, um, Donda and Tupac are the only two who actually like physically came into my own personal space. Michael and Aaliyah were more kind of in this like veiled area where I could feel their energy and hear them. And it was like looking at them through like a sheer curtain. Whereas Tupac was literally standing right here joking around with me the whole time. And Donda literally stood right behind me. And she's the only one that physically touched me. So it literally like just felt like a feather like going like this on me, and but it felt warm and love. It didn't feel like cold shock like ooh like what are you doing. So usually, I mean, I haven't really experienced spirits trying to touch me. I can, you know, sometimes you get the chills or something like that, or, you know, like the kind of hair stands up on your arms because you can sense that they're around. But I don't, you know, physically feel them touch me. And that's why I was kind of like surprised that Donda was touching me like that because number one, like I didn't expect that she would actually want to because she's so protective of her energy right now because she's trying so hard to save it and use it for Kanye. And you know, secondly, she just doesn't seem like the kind of woman that would just like freely hug anybody. I mean, you can tell that she's definitely was like a loving, nice person. It's just that she definitely had the power of discernment that she wasn't gonna go be like buddy buddy with just anybody. So that's why I was like, dang, she hugged me. Yeah, Jenny. You know, it's funny. I feel like well, no, I'm not gonna put it on private because it's people need to see it to understand. If I know a lot of people told me after the fact that I looked like I was like terrified in my NBA YoungBoy reading because there was some dark shit going on with that one. Yeah, Ezra, that's how our spirit guides communicate with us too, like when we're not listening or we're too busy during the day. So for me, you know, it's like I'm listening all day long, but I'm listening to them because they're telling me stuff about other people. So when it's time for them to tell me stuff about myself, I usually get all of that in my dreams because they're like, well, you're not listening or paying attention to anybody else right now, so we can actually get you to pay attention to your own stuff. Tracy, my schedule and availability is on my website, psychicbellalove.com, and you guys can use code Barbie, all in caps, for 25% off as a thank you to the Barbs for all their support. So I don't ever know what my availability is off the top of my head, guys. Acuity just like adds everything to my Google Calendar and, puts the reminders up for me. Oh, thank you, Tracy. Purple Haze, are you talking about Kanye? Yeah, Brandy, it's funny because she knew I was getting like kind of upset with the stuff that she was saying that they did to him, especially when it was like, Kris Jenner trying to get him to sign contracts when he was, starting to slip back into his not so great moments and everything. That she was just like rubbing my back like a mom would, anyways. Karista, that can mean a lot of things, but usually it means that your guys are trying to talk to you. Oh, Strawberry Loli, it's so funny. I was wondering, and I'm going to do a reading on this later. I don't want to do it in this video. If Jeffree and Baphomet Jenner didn't team up together, for this story that's going around. And I was like, well, they use the same mortician to do their makeup, so they probably, plan that from their matching caskets next to each other. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Young Boy. Ugh, I can't look at pictures of him or listen to any of his music. So, oh, I wouldn't be surprised either. Because remember, Jeffree was always coming for Kylie's brands. And back then, a lot of people were still trusting his opinion on stuff. And so I think that, maybe somebody went to go, kind of, no, let's be cool with each other so that way you won't drag us anymore. And they made up, and then it was just an equal opportunity for him to get the heat off of him around all the other shit he's being exposed for. And for them to start getting people thinking that Kanye was cheating on Kim with men. Because I know some people who know some people, and the people that he did cheat on her with were female. So, or at least the most recent ones. Yes, they are walking corpses. Yeah, that was. Ugh. And he was so happy that she defended him too. Oh my gosh. I know, Strawberry Loli, about how those rumors came out of nowhere. We talked about why yesterday on the live that we did. But I was dying laughing on Sean Davy Wade's show. What he was talking about him yesterday. He's like vampire stalker. comment said that Jeffrey's been dead his whole life. So it was just so funny, like the all the comments that everybody has about him. Ugh. You know, yeah, well, and the thing is, we need to consider the source. The girl that also supposedly knew everybody to spill his tea was also the girl that was going around licking toilet seats at the beginning of COVID and was on Dr. Phil because of it. So obviously, she's somebody who will do anything for some clout and attention and TikTok publicity. It's just kind of crazy how people ran with that. I'm, I'm sorry, I'm just laughing my ass off at Ezra's comments right now. Well, that's what you guys, we need to be a lot more careful about the people that we make famous going forwards. Because we made the Kardashians famous, and look what we've had to endure from them for the last God knows how many years. Because nobody thought they were going to last as long as they did. It's so funny too. If you watch the Benny drama skits that he does about them, oh, it's Benito Skinner on here. When he did the one about like if Kim was the first lady, and they were like, "We're filming the confessionals for season 86 in this room," and I was like, "Yo, that's really what it feels like that we've had 86 seasons of these people," because at this point, I almost can't even remember a time that they weren't all over the TV and internet and everywhere else. uh, wow, Strawberry. I didn't even know that people in Japan even cared about racial slur. Yeah, I can't stand them either, Ezra, but yep, they truly did. Nicole, we'll do a video on that soon too. Ooh, 111. You should, Strawberry. Because we talked about that in the live yesterday. If you got a chance to catch up, was that more people need to talk about the things that we have facts on, like the bazillion horrendous things that he's done over the years, versus somebody said something, somebody did something, and just running off and believing it and destroying people's lives and careers and reputations. And let me just tell you this too, one really great way to make sure that you have some fucked up ass karma coming to you is to ever mess with somebody's money or ability to make money, because you're not only affecting that person's life, you are affecting the lives of everybody who benefits from them in a financial sense. And that does not just include the people who are in their own households, but the people who work for the light company when they pay their bill, because that's going to create jobs and keep those people employed. Same thing when they spend their money at the grocery store. Money is a very circular energy that touches a lot of things and affects a lot of people's lives. So next time you're like, oh, I just don't like that bitch in my work and I hope she gets fired or I want her to, or you take part in trying to make that happen, you are asking for some effed up energy to come back to you financially, because there is a trickle down effect in all of our actions. You should, Ezra. We will follow you and support you, girl. So that's also why, you guys, when you're trying to manifest money, change your relationship with it. Because if we look at money as it's somehow this stressful thing, I always say create a party for what you want to come, not a funeral, energetically, right? Because everybody wants to go to a party and nobody wants to go to a funeral. So, what we need to do is understand the effect of money in a different light. So, like, what I do is, when I'm paying bills, I feel extremely grateful that I have that money. I thank my ancestors for it. I think about the fact that, that money is going to bless whoever is working for that company that I am paying. And I remind myself that that money will return to me times three because I am blessed to be a blessing to others. Which is why, we do offerings when we're asking for stuff, whether you're asking an Orisha, a Loa, a saint, God, whatever, we are giving something out so that we are creating the energy of giving and receiving. And so if you're trying to bring money in and all you do is just think about, oh my God, this is so stressful. Oh my God, I'm going to have to pay all these bills. Then does money want to come to you and stay with you? Or does it want to just come, even if it does come to you, it wants to leave immediately because you are not looking at it the right way? Okay. I'm trying to figure out which microphone is the best to get. So, and different lights and things like that. Um, but I do will sit down and order stuff. I can't really help the volume because the iPad's turned up as loud as I can make it be right now. So that a lot of times people are like, "Oh, your videos are really low," but when I listen to them, it sounds the same as everybody else. Oh, thank you, Nicole. I am not like a tech person at all. So it's like sometimes I'm just like, oh my gosh, I only have so much time in the day and room in my brain for all of these things. Okay, thanks guys for letting me know about that. Oh, hi Raylan. I love you. Um, let's see. Yeah, you can always keep money in your wallet too. That's a good way to keep it going. And then I always pick up any money that I find on the ground because I mean, especially right now, I'm covering my hands in sanitizer 85 times anytime I leave the house, regardless. And I always put that money in a bowl that I have either on my altar or, keep it in a special place, because they call it the lucky money box. That when you keep putting money like that you find places, you'll keep finding money because you're creating that same energy going around. And so the idea is that if you did ever have some sort of emergency bill that would pop up, that you would have the money for that by continuing to put it in that same, money box. Oh, what's crazy is that there is this gas station by my house, and it has, one of those little convenience stores, whatever. There's always so much change on the ground whenever I go there. And I'm friendly with like one of the guys that works there, and he's like, there's never any money on the ground. Nobody else ever finds it. But I mean, that's one of the very few places that I actually go to, because I'm one of those people that I go to the same places over and over again because I don't like being out in public or shopping. So I just like run in and run out. But I always find money on the ground at Target and at the gas station. Yes, you guys, go check out the Veteran 94 TV's channel. She's been doing some really great videos and stuff too. Oh, I know that they're also angels, Jenny. It's so funny because before I went live yesterday, I went outside to go take out the garbage, and I found $3 on the ground and a bunch of dimes. And I knew that the angels were telling me, that I was okay before I got on here and started talking about a spiritual war, because I was a little nervous, because I'm like, you're starting to open yourself up to that. So that's another thing, you guys. Like Erica brought up last night on Stationhead about not telling people where all your, you know, signs and houses and stuff are in your chart, so people can't figure you out and use it against you. Um, that's why I know people were asking, like, oh, am I ever gonna do live readings on here with you guys? No. This is why. You don't want to do things like that, because you're opening your energy up and allowing everybody to come into it, rather than in a private reading, it's just between you and I. And I'm, have a good intention with you. Whereas you don't know, that bitch that don't like you could be watching while you're getting your reading live on the internet, and your energy is wide open for her to start sending these, bad vibes your way, and for you to pick that up. So that is why you need to spiritually protect yourself for that. Plus, what do we always say? Don't tell other people your dreams and your goals and things like that. Keep some shit to yourself. So you also don't want other people looking at, if I told you, oh, you're going to get this amazing job and get famous this year. Well, how many haters are sitting here watching, putting bad juju on you from that too? So you don't want other people in your energy like that, and you definitely don't want them knowing your business. Exactly, Erica. And before you guys get readings, pray. Ask that, the things that you want to know the most about will be addressed. Also ask for protection, before and after, with anybody, not just other readers, but me too, because you're opening yourself up to the other side a little bit there. So, but also be really clear about what do you want to look at, what do you want to know, because time flies quickly. And not only that, just like when we are manifesting, the spirit wants us to be extremely clear about what do we want. It's the same thing if you're getting a reading. What do you want to know the most about? And then if there is other information that is supposed to be shared with you, that will come out as the reader is connecting to your energy and answering the other questions. So that's why I always tell people, like, when I do your readings, when we're on the phone and stuff, it's like, let's start with a topic to focus on, because then once I connect to your energy and we start getting that energy going, then other stuff usually ends up coming out. And you guys know too, sometimes you'll ask me like about, a relationship, and I'm like, okay, Spirit said they're going to talk to you about that in a second, but they wanted to talk to you about this business that you're not working on that you should be doing, or vice, stuff like that happens sometimes too. Exactly, Veteran 94, because people definitely do prey on people's downfall. We're seeing that with Nicki and Kanye right now. And remember, guys, since there is this battle of good and evil, a lot of the stuff that I'm trying to like think of how to describe this. Okay, so the devil doesn't come to you with horns and his tail out. He comes to you dressed up and disguised as everything that you ever wanted, because are you gonna fall for the horns and the tail, or are you gonna fall for this beautiful package or dream? Because how do you think the people that do end up selling their souls, got reeled in? It's not because somebody was like, hey, want to come do evil with us and be this bad, horrible person? No, it's the false promises and the lies and the deception. So that oftentimes comes in people offering you, something. And sometimes that may be in the form of, hey, you said that you always wanted to be a recording artist. Here's a record deal. But then, what is that record deal really? It's a 360. Everything that you ever get, you're going to have to pay back times more. So basically, you would have at the end of your life looked back and been like, I would have made more money and been in a better position if I would have been a manager at Walmart than being this, top selling recording artist, because that was all false promises just to trap you. So you're really, really, really going to have to really think twice and be very aware for things like this, because there is going to be a lot of trickery and deception going on. We've been talking about that, so we really need to start preparing ourselves now. Strawberry. She just tucks that tail right into her Balmain blazers, right? And then she gets out there and she gets Kylie another lip gloss deal. Yes, C102, those 360 deals are definitely a scam, because you're basically gonna have to pay them back for every single thing that they do for you. And then on top of it, they also get to continue to make money off of you, for every other thing you do. So you can have endorsements from Reebok and all this kind of shit, and they're still gonna get a profit off of it, even though it has absolutely nothing to do with your, music. Benito is freaking always spot on. The one that I was cracking up about the other day, because that's the thing with his videos too. The more you watch them, the more you catch like other stuff that you didn't like get the first time around, because there's just always so much going on and so many like little subtle things. Was the one where it was like Kim goes to the Kylie pop up, and I realized that Kim's song Jam was playing in the background the entire time. And I forgot about that song, and I was dying laughing because that was literally. She should just be embarrassed for life that she made that dumbass song. He is really such a genius. And the way she was going around the Kylie pop up shop, and she was like, is there supposed to be shiny? Like when she's swatching the highlighters, and then she replaced one of Kylie's lip glosses with her own. And the only thing that she actually liked was one of those shirts that had like, you know, Kylie like just basically like butt naked, and you know, or I can't remember. It was a sexy picture, and she was like, this is really cute, Kai, I love this. Like that was the only thing she liked. Oh my god, it's the best. Yes, there was a music video for that. Kanye was at that music video. I was like, see, that's how you know that man actually loved her. Because we know that if anybody else had put that garbage out, he would have ripped their ass a new one. He wouldn't have been sitting at the music video and being like, oh my god, yes, you look amazing. Yeah. I'm like, that is unconditional true love right there. Because I'm not even anything in the music industry. And I was like, oh girl, what is you doing? Yep, I know. It's hilarious. Now I want to go watch that music video after this and laugh all over again. But I'm not, because I'm going to try to keep my vibrations in a good place. So I'm going to go listen to some Nicki songs instead. Oh, ugh. Yes, super bass. The song that always gets me like the most, like, just like excited, happy, like feeling like yes, like fun, good mood is Starships. I loved that song when it came out. Ezra, we need to let her have some time with her baby first. She needs to get to enjoy being mommy. Oh my god, Jenny. Make sure you pray and clear your energy after you watch that. If you can manage to even get through the whole thing anyways. I don't even know if I went and watched it, if I would be able to actually like get through the whole thing without dying laughing and just having to turn it off. It does get really boring, Ezra. You're right. We haven't had some real like good music that we actually want to keep listening to in a minute. Oh my God. Corinna, when was that? Who the hell? 8 hours is a whole entire workday. Can you imagine being in a low vibrational ass place for 8 entire hours? And this is the thing too, guys. You know how we always say don't feed the trolls? Take that shit to heart with this whole situation that's going on with the people who are having these conversations with the alleged victim, because they just keep going with it because they are looking for more attention to this. So pay them dust, because what if you don't like somebody, give them the exact opposite of what you know they're looking for. They're just looking for attention, so don't give them any. Spend the time and energy that you would listening to them, because what are we going to gain out of it? Nothing. You're not going to learn anything, because it's just the same crap being, you know, regurgitated, and then now they're bullying people. And so pour that energy and attention into going and streaming Nicki's music. Make a Nicki Minaj playlist, and even if you have to, just let it play in the background on mute all day long, so that she's getting the views instead of giving it to these people who don't deserve it. Because as long as they feel like they're getting attention and people are paying attention to it, they're going to keep dragging this, and then they're going to just keep trying to involve other people and dragging them. And they don't deserve Ebony's energy, because Ebony's a good person. She doesn't need to get mixed up in that low vibrational nonsense, you know, so we just have to keep praying and not paying any attention to it. And the thing is, if we want to know like what is going on, go watch. I mean, with anything really, guys, whether it's this thing or, you know, whatever's going on in the beauty community, entertainment, regardless, whatever, support Black creators and the ones who, you know, are sort of like the commentary news blogs, whatever. Support them, give them your views, because that is a good way to, you know, help the Black community anyways. Is that even if you can't physically open up your wallet, you can support them with your eyes and your ears. So you know, go to them as your source of news to figure out, okay, what's going on now? Let's see what Ebony has to say about it, or Willie, or Sean. But just keep in mind that, you know, sometimes just by viewing that stuff, we are getting our energy dragged into that negative place that we're trying to keep ourselves away from, number one. And number two, they're making money off of it. They're gaining something out of it. They're getting in the algorithm with these views. So just simply, our eyes, our views, our attention, our energy is going to be on positivity, not on this crap, because they're literally on the side of evil, guys. Like, you have to pick a side, and we have to stop dipping our toes in the pool of evil and dark and negative energy. And you can't tell me that somebody has any kind of a good or positive life if they have 8 hours to spend on live streams bashing other people. I know, Jenny. I knew that then. I just was trying to head off any of the drama that people were trying to send my way at that moment. Yeah, Mimi, that's a topic for Station Head. We'll be live over there tomorrow afternoon. Oh, you know who I blocked? The veteran. Because you just reminded me with the shade room. You could figure out who I mean. I saw them commenting on another page I was on yesterday, and I was like, I don't want to see you anywhere anymore, so I just blocked. Heck yeah, it is. We need to definitely. Oh no, Kai, it wasn't him. It was somebody that Erica and I know. It just reminded me right now. But it's nobody that's that known or important like Jason. Yep, Jenny, or they have that dark energy attached to them. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, I posted on my stories a picture that Erica posted of Michael, because me and her both love us some Michael Jackson. And he, in that picture, it looked like it was just supposed to be this serious picture of Michael Jackson and he was posing, but Michael could see through people, and that's why he always lined his eyes with eyeliner, because he was doing the Egyptian protection of his eyes and his powers, because Michael was very psychic. And he saw somebody in that room that was behind that camera that had dark energy on them, and he was warding that off and protecting himself while also shielding himself, so that that picture that they were taking of him could not be used for something else later on. So look at Michael's eyes in his pictures. You'll be able to read into what type of mood was he in, and who were the people around him, and did he really trust or feel safe with them? Because Michael's eyes were very expressive. So yep, the evil eye is definitely real. Erica, it's crazy. Like every time I just look at pictures of Michael, like after since I've channeled him now, like it's so easy for me to just be like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and like I always get so much information around him every time I see a picture of him now, and it's like the things that you realize that he was constantly having to protect himself from. No wonder the man couldn't sleep. Yep, he did have the perfect veil. So I have to get going in a minute, you guys, because I have some other stuff to do. If you ordered an email reading from me, you will have it this weekend. I'm sending out a couple of them in a minute that I did record over the last couple days, but because my live from yesterday was just processing all day long, like it wouldn't even begin to have uploaded anything else, so I had to wait for that to go through so I can get the other ones to go. I know, I wish I could stay too, but I have work to do. So I will talk to you guys all on Stationhead tomorrow, though, so make sure you're tuned in for that. It's going to be at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and it's 6 p.m. Eastern. And me and Carlene will be on there doing, you know, a lot of the who did what questions, because we can talk about whatever we want over there. So make sure you have that ready. My name is the same everywhere on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Snapchat. I don't even use Snapchat anymore, but I save my name everywhere so nobody else can use it. Stationhead is the same, and it is scheduled already up there for you guys. And we will also be giving away the final 2 prizes during the show tomorrow. Make sure you guys are liking, commenting, subscribing on this channel too, because we will do another giveaway at 1,500 subs. And if you wanted to book a reading with me, you can use code Barbie to get 25% off as a thank you to the Barbs, since y'all have just been like amazing support systems. And you know, I think we've established ourselves at this point that we are a Nikki friendly channel. Thank you. You're so sweet, Jenny. So anyways, guys, I will see you over there tomorrow. I don't know if I'll have time to record and upload any more videos today, but we will definitely be having more, and we'll be doing more lives as well, and we'll pick better times too, you know, when more people can come in the future. I just had, you know, this time free right now, so I was like, let me hop on and let's clear up this energy before we finish our day out. So, oh, I love you guys. I think we're just gonna be the babes and the Barbs over here now, if you guys are good with that. So let me know, what are we calling everybody over here? The Bella babes. That's cute. Well, see, like, my nicknames are Bella and Barbie. So, and I always call people babes, so I was like, we can be the babes and the Barbs. So, all right, guys. Well, I love you so much, and I will see you guys all tomorrow.